This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What's going on, FA Nation? John, I'm here with James Grande. What are we laughing at?
We'll get to the comment section. You're also still me. The comment section's wild place. Like, your name is my name.
Yeah, I can edit the name. What's the comment section? I haven't even read it yet. You didn't let me get the intro. You're already laughing, man.
Well, I laughed. I just happened to read it I was just scrolling the comments and I read that Money Team is very excited for tonight's slate.
Love it. Yeah, horned up. He says he's ready to go. We're ready to go
for the eight gamer. He's all.
Jalen Johnson is out tonight. That's the big one. Everybody just ruled out right now. We got a full list of injury report. Welcome in to the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS live show here for the Thursday main slate. We got 8 games to talk about, rather, and 750 players on the injury report, which doesn't actually include the latest update of Jalen Johnson actually being out for tonight's game.
Yeah,
not just questionable, which he's there somewhere on here, obviously. Or maybe he's not. I don't know.
He is. He's under Şengün on the right-hand side.
I believe you. Should have organized this better by status and not by randomness, but it's how Grande listed it in the playbook. Blame him.
Well, I list it as it comes in throughout the day, so that's just I'm not gonna like alphabetically sort it, or no one has time for that.
Yeah, that's fair. We got running photos. I don't know what this is. Running up camera. I don't know what this means. Or John up and running. Oh yeah, my camera's up and running. Yeah, there we go. Had to put that one together. Mo Gay night, maybe, possibly.
Likely.
Waiting on the goats. I'm here. We were late. It's my fault. As usual. My fault. We're going to print some money tonight. Hopefully, dude, we're killing it in the NBA betting and DFS street. So if you're a Fantasy Alarm family member, no shortage of cash being printed for you guys. So we got that going. Crab Şengün in here. Casey in the YouTube. What's up, Casey? Happy to have you here. That's FanDuel not coming one game. What is that? We missing a game on FanDuel?
I'm not following here.
Depends. We'll figure that out for you. Grande, injury report, big names, statuses, impact on tonight's slate. You did the playbook. How are you feeling here?
I'm feeling stressed out. I'm feeling beat down. I'm feeling like, but you know what? It's like in the best possible way, because this is what it's been all year, but we just haven't had to worry about it because we haven't had the late games on the slate.
Yeah.
So, I think it's an interesting slate because there are a lot of appealing matchups, and there's a lot of injury news that could shape the slate that we just don't have right now. Like things could be different an hour from now. So buckle up for what's to come, and we're gonna get some of it early. Like, we're gonna get the Alex Sarr news that's gonna come before lock. What else do we need? Giddy. That's unfortunately probably 8 p.m. Did you see the false injury report scandal this morning from Miami and Chicago?
No.
They released an injury report this morning.
Okay.
That did not include, like, no Tyler Hero on the injury report. There was like all these, nobody was like listed on the injury report that is like of relevance. So people were like, oh, Tyler Hero's back. Oh, everyone's playing back to back. We don't have to worry about the slate at all. Or injuries at all. And then there were reports like, nope, there's a glitch. This is fake. Like, Trey Jones was off the injury report. Sure. Giddy was off the injury report. So that's since been fixed, and both teams have released their injury reports. But the Prince, Miami and Chicago is on the main slate for FanDuel.
No. Is it FanDuel actually missing it? I mean,
no, they're not. It's on it.
All right. Well, we'll talk about DraftKings here anyway. So we'll get into this. Waste nobody's time because we have a lot to talk about. Top guys, SGA and Cade, 2 plays over 10K are at the point guard position. You got Maxey and Murray in 9K range. Given sort of the news of today, how are you approaching your spend ups tonight here, Grande?
Um, I haven't really prioritized anyone today spinning up. We'll talk about. I guess that's different. No one at point guard really. I think
Sure.
you can always play these individuals. I think it's fine. But I don't have. I think Murray was the only one. Cade and Murray were the two that I wrote up today as options. But I think there is better options at the point guard position. So I don't have anything bad to say about the top four. They all have incredibly high ceilings. They all could break a slate, and none of them are getting any ownership. But I think there's a reason why none of them are getting any ownership.
Sure. Right now, Ryan Rollins is the highest rostered point guard. He is $7,800. You now have Dyson Daniels getting some love as well. Jalen Johnson ruled out tonight, probably helping him a little bit. If you're in the 7K tier, 8K tier potentially, I imagine if Şengün sits, you like some Ahmed Thompson here at 83. What are your thoughts in this mid range?
Yeah, Thompson plays 40 minutes a night. Definitely kind of a cheat code there. So if there's no Şengün, a lot of interest in Thompson. I think Cooper Flag is a little bit interesting at 8K. They ruled out Najee Marshall. Brandon Williams is on the injury report. Cooper didn't play yesterday. We saw his minutes get back up to 34 after the ankle sprain. That was the most he's played. Really good numbers without Najee. AD, 26.5% usage, 1.2 fantasy points per minute. So I like Cooper Flag quite a bit in tournaments. Rollins is, this surefire play here, $7,800, massive upside. I mean, you're talking about a guy with a 31.6% usage without Giannis and Kevin Porter. It's an 8% usage increase, 1.24 fantasy points per minute, and it's you just. I think other than Utah, this is probably the best overall spot you can get. 29th in defensive rating, 6th in pace. So Rollins is very firmly in play. I think Giddey's fine in tournaments if he plays, but we'll see. LaMelo, I said it to you last night. I think LaMelo starts because he only played 23 minutes last night.
Yep.
I'm definitely on board with a mid-sevens LaMelo if you get there. I mean, 32% usage, almost 1.4 fantasy points per minute on the year. You just catch LaMelo on a good shooting night, and he breaks a slate. So
sure.
Definitely interested in a big pace-up spot for Charlotte there.
CJM is $6,400.
I didn't want to. We skipped over Dyson. I don't mean to skip over Dyson. He's getting a bunch of ownership. Atlanta is a. We've done this before with them. They did this last year. They beat the Bulls without their whole team outright. I remember the fight in Keaton Wallace's on that night.
Yeah.
I think they also did it. I want to say they did it this year too. It was the OKC game, right?
Celtics game, wasn't it?
I think
last year, maybe Celtics game.
They beat the Bulls outright last year with Keaton Wallace and Dyson Daniels. Sure. And I think this year was OKC. And it was our debate, can't predict blowout.
Sure.
It's just
but they were out. No, didn't they end up losing to OKC, but they were up on them?
Without everybody. Yeah, they were up and then they got blown out in the fourth quarter. Yeah. But they were literally winning their 3 quarters, or it was a few possession game. But I mean, Dyson is a good all-around player outside of the 3-point volume. I mean, you just get essentially nothing there, but good rebounder, good playmaker, good facilitator, can score at the cup. Houston doesn't really have the rim protection that they had. They also down Tari Eason is a big defender that they don't have on the wing, so I don't want to skip over Dyson. I'm going to go back and add him into the playbook now that Jalen's out. He's also getting a boatload of ownership, too. Yeah. Atlanta, per the last update, presumably, because is now the most popular team on the board. And they do make the slate a lot easier in terms of value. We're gonna talk about Atlanta throughout the show. But yeah, I think Dyson Daniels looks pretty good at 7K.
Yeah, again, CJM is $6,400 with dual eligibility as well. We know he can score the basketball and could be in position to be the team's leading scorer tonight offensively. Trey Johnson, another one up there with ownership, given sort of Washington situation. We don't know the status on Sarr yet, obviously, but Johnson himself, $5,600. Bub down here. If Giddey is out, Io's 55. What else are you kind of looking at point guard?
Yeah, I mean, Trey looks good. You know, the role has been great, 32 plus minutes in like a bunch of games in a row. The usage is fluctuating, but he is just such a high scorer, like high volume scorer. I like Trey Johnson quite a bit. Io is okay to me. He becomes borderline like lock and load if Giddey ends up getting ruled out. I don't think they would start him because they would just simply go back to the Jalen Smith lineup that they didn't play last night. We got to talk. I saw the Sean comment out of the corner of my eye here. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but we do this all the time. It's very hard to predict blowout in the NBA. Teams stay competitive all the time in these situations. Atlanta has done it like throughout the last couple of years, specifically them. So I don't view it as like can't play the Hawks or can't play any of the Hawks because the game's not going to stay competitive. Houston also played a very tough back-to-back last night and have to travel to Atlanta. So it's not necessarily the easiest spot for them. So I don't agree with that statement. I agree that it is like tougher, but I wouldn't just ding Atlanta. I mean, they're down 5 rotation pieces tonight, right? It's not Jalen Johnson being their best player. They're also down Onyeka Okongwu. They're also down Porzingis, Richache, and obviously they traded Trae Young. I mean, there's just like endless opportunity for everybody else here to eat. Sorry, I just had to
no, that's fine.
Saw that out of my eye. So yeah, I think McCollum is a good shout. Trey Johnson looks good. Io would look great if there's no Giddey. No interest really in Bub at 54. Again, he needs to start and play big minutes, and I just don't think he's going to.
Okay. Schroeder's getting a little bit of ownership at $4,800. Brandon Williams as well, if he ends up being played tonight. Not a lot of value that people are going to. They're just kind of living in that mid-range.
Yeah, I like I mean, Williams looks good, point guard, shooting guard, very high usage player, very good fantasy point per minute guy. So Williams would look good at 51 if he suits up.
No Westbrook, so I imagine Schroeder is
Schroeder is very solid. Numbers don't look as good as I thought they would.
Could just be a minutes play, right? Though.
No, it's a lot of minutes. It's a lot of minutes without Russ.
No, I mean like he's probably due for more.
Oh
minutes.
yeah, no, and it's not. They don't look bad. I just thought they would look better.
Sure.
They are good. 25% usage, 0.97 fantasy points per minute. Dude, if he plays 30 minutes, he smashes his price tag at that, right? Yeah. So I like Schroeder. I think I projected him at like 27 fantasy points tonight, which
more than enough.
Yeah, I mean and you know, you're not projecting like when you're projecting, it's like you're projecting like the base. You're like the base, right? Like you're not typically projecting a ceiling. I know what sites do that, but we don't. We're just projecting the base and the median. So I like Schroeder quite a bit. I will say I do think there is one value. Whether the field is getting there or not. I like Drew Smith with the out tag once again to Davion Mitchell. Looking at Drew Smith without Tyler Hero and Davion looks pretty good. He's now over a fantasy point per minute this year without those two players. He's not a high usage player, but he's a good all-around basketball player. He's going to settle into low to mid-20s minutes. He's probably going to play more than Jockey Eunice. But I think Drew Smith is a little bit of an interesting, way to be different for value tonight. Sure. Because he does have like a pretty high ceiling in a really great spot. And then, all the Brooklyn stuff kind of fell off the map. And I understand it too. Like earlier we saw Triori getting a bunch of ownership, and the Atlanta news kind of rattled the Brooklyn news. But if you're looking to be different, right, you can play Triori, and then depending on who's starting, you can pivot from there. I think there are basically two options that Brooklyn goes with, and it's start Triori or start Danny Wolf. I think that's probably the fifth starter tonight. Porter, Claxton, Mann. Powell is 4. And I think you basically get Wolf as the fifth starter, and like Terrence Mann is just your de facto point guard in there, or Triori. I guess any of the starting point or any of their point guards, right? Triori, Serif, or Martin, I guess in theory could be one of the starters, but Triori, before his illness that he's back from, was playing the best. I mean, so much so that Serif was in the G League. So I would be okay with it. You have to wait. It's obviously a 9 p.m. game. You're not going to know. But I'm okay with getting to some of the Brooklyn value. Although it's like the most unappealing thing ever. It's not like it. Triori, he played 37 minutes the last time we saw him. Like it.
Yeah.
You don't really get players at 3,500 playing that many minutes, or at least have the ceiling to play that many minutes.
Right. All right, going on over to shooting guard then. Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant up top, Keyshawn George, $7,300, NEW 71. You've been kind of high on KD when Şengün hadn't been in the lineup. Does he kind of become a lock for you if that ends up being the case?
Before we get there, let's just answer the Dreads question because it was a point guard question.
Okay.
I would lean Rollins over Daniels still, but I like them both. But I still lean Ryan Rollins. Ryan Rollins, at the end of the day, still has the Washington Wizards as his opponent. Yes, Kevin Durant would be close to a lock in that scenario. 33% usage without Şengün. The fantasy points per minute don't really change, but the usage does. It's a pretty sizable bump. So I am definitely good going to KD at 89 if he's playing 40 minutes almost every night. Yeah. So in theory, you could play Kevin Durant with or without Şengün. Obviously, it's just easier to get to him if Şengün ends up sitting.
Yeah, again, no one's really spinning up for that. He's only 12%, so there just could be some leverage on you there. Keyshawn is where the ownership is in this range. He's just over 20% right now. We've talked a lot about his ability to sort of fill up the stat sheet. We know there's scoring upside. And then if Sarr's not there, there could be even more shot attempts for him tonight against Milwaukee.
Yeah. No pun intended here, John, but he's a Swiss Army knife.
Sure.
He's from Switzerland.
Sure.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
23.5% usage, almost 1.1 fantasy points per minute. Dude, without since CJ McCollum was traded, or just in the minutes that he has spent without CJ McCollum, he leads the team in assist percentage. Almost 10% rebound percentage as well. Like I really like Keyshawn George. We've done this before. Like Washington is playing like kind of a shorter bench.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have any centers. They don't really have like depth with some of their pieces out and traded. And so they're just playing the starters big minutes. Plus like Bub. That's like their whole rotation, right? They play like 6 guys right now, especially with Bagley and Vucevic out. So yeah, I think Keyshawn looks very good at the price.
Okay. NEW, Kobe White, Norm Powell, Edgecombs here in this range. Like, what's your thoughts as we get in that 7 and 6K spot?
I think NEW just has to be a consideration. We've seen the upside of 40 minutes. We've seen the scoring. Obviously, it's just what it is, right? He is a different player than he's ever been, and it's here to stay. Obviously, at least this year. Definitely okay with NEW. Not a lot of interest in Norm, although he's always tournament option. I think Kobe White looks very good if Giddey sits. I don't think I'm gonna get here if Giddey plays second leg of a back-to-back, but another guy who, like, of course you can play in a tournament. Sure. I would say largely that's what this tier of players are. It's a lot of guys that are viable in tournaments. Like Edgecombe has a ceiling. I don't love the Phoenix Detroit game tonight.
The 214 total or whatever.
Yeah, and now like I do like Denver Brooklyn, so who am I to hate on a bad game environment? That game has like 208 implied points. Yeah. But two like really good defensive teams in Detroit and Phoenix. We still don't know the full status of Colin Gillespie. Like we know Jalen Green and Devin Booker are out, but we don't know the Gillespie status yet. So indifferent about Allen, but you could obviously he has a big usage rate without those guys. Knipple's safe. I like Zach LaVine more on FanDuel. He actually has some pretty good numbers this year without Russell Westbrook and Keegan Murray. Over a fantasy point per minute, under 6K on FanDuel. That's where I'd get my Zach LaVine exposure if I'm playing him. We talked McCollum.
Does Christie become interesting if guys are out?
Yeah.
No Najee, obviously. We don't know Brandon Williams' status.
He
had a run here of 20 actual scoring games here.
So. I know. He had a run, and then he became Max Christie again. It's
sure. But the minutes yesterday, are good. There could be opportunity.
He yesterday without Cooper Flagg, and he had 9 points. I don't need to pay a max price.
I would say Minnesota different than Charlotte as well.
Yeah. So it's like not the best pace to get. I'm not going to be talked into playing a $5,600 Max Christie. If I lose because I don't play Max Christie and he has a good game, then I'll live with that.
All right. Again, Trey Johnson, dual eligibility, IO there. Pelly Larson, Oubre. Anything in this range for you?
No.
Is there any value that you like at shooting guard today? Man is the ownership play down here.
Yeah, I think he is a pretty good play. He gets a pretty sizable usage bump. What do I have written down here? 8.9%. Without Cam Thomas, Zaire Williams, Yegor Dielman, and Noah Clowney. It's a small sample, but almost 23% usage without those four players in the small sample. He is $3,400, which is criminally cheap. I'm okay with it. Yeah. I fully understand why the field is going here.
Otherwise, for value, let's see. Drake Powell's like 10%. Cole Anthony in that same range. We talked a lot of Reed. Well, we done not a lot, but we mentioned Reed Shepherd last night. Do you have any additional interest in Reed Shepherd tonight at 4,500?
Yeah, I was looking at the other back-to-back they played with when
no Tari, maybe no Şengün,
Yeah, and no, I also important no Finney Smith either, because that's another 16 minutes that. So they played 9 guys in this back-to-back. It was 123. It was the second leg. There was no Tari, no Dorian Finney-Smith. Basically the same scenario. No Steven Adams. Okogie started, played 35 minutes. All 5 starters played 30 plus. Reed played 25 minutes, 25% usage. Yeah, they're going to play. I said 9. They played 8. Capella, Jayshawn Tate, Reed Shepherd. That was their bench. So there is something to be said. Aaron Holiday was out that game. Aaron Holiday still on the injury report or off the injury report. Could we know Ime is need some minutes, Aaron. You got 25 in you tonight, and that happens at random times. So yeah, in large field stuff, I don't hate Reed Shepherd. Okay. I also think that Reed Shepherd could play 18 minutes, and Aaron Holiday is dusted off, right? It's been the Aaron Holiday story basically since Ime showed up in Houston.
And he looks at a Kispert or Kennard for Atlanta.
They would have to start. I think the problem for both those players is that none of the guards are out.
Sure.
It's the front court that is suffering. So probably not. If we see one starting, I can reconfigure my thoughts there.
Okay. Small forward. Up at the top, KD, MPJ, Cooper Flag. You kind of hit on the first two of the three already. Thoughts? Porter Jr. returning to Denver tonight?
Yeah, I mean, super high ceiling because he can score and shoot over everyone and make 6 threes, or he 8 for 18 in a game. Like, if you get that guy at 8,200, he can break a slate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I
36 actual against Phoenix.
I have in like very tough spot. He's like, nah, I'm good. 36. I want to be traded, please. So yeah, if you want to play Michael Porter, like if KD is without Şengün, I would find the 700 to get to KD.
Okay. If
Şengün's out or Şengün's in, like wouldn't hate saving the 700 and get to Michael Porter, or I can see a scenario where you want to get Cooper as well for $200 less. Like also see Brandon Miller being top of the bill here too, because Brandon Miller just hasn't missed a shot since 2026 started.
I took the over 20.5 on him again because it's 20.5. I mean, obviously, probable, right, on the injury report.
They've done this too. They've done this with him on all the back-to-backs lately, where he's like not listed and then he's listed on the second leg.
So hopefully that means he plays full minutes. The last time they've done on back-to-backs, they've blown out teams, so he's only played 24 and 27, but he's scoring anyways. So, but good spot for him. Peyton Watson's getting the ownership. Aaron Gordon's gonna be out for like 4 to 6 weeks again. So, I got $7,200 for him there. Kuzma 6K, and you and I did a little deep dive on Kuzma today and was kind of sending you some notes. Anybody, I guess, before we talk a little bit about him, because he's getting 24% right now in ownership.
Anything else?
Dylan Brooks, PJ Washington with no Najee Marshall,
another situation. I don't have I'm okay with everything here. I don't think PJ played 34 minutes. I think he's definitely in play.
Yeah, I kind of like him a lot today.
I looked at the numbers. I don't think they were very eye-popping. He's under a fantasy point per minute without Najee and AD on the floor. It's not by a lot. He's right around a fantasy point per minute. I don't have any objection to PJ. He doesn't stand out to me.
Okay.
Kuzma.
We talked about it last night on the show. Wow, look at these numbers. 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Then I was doing my prop research today because I remembered our conversation from the DFS show and discovered that he's basically batting 1,000 and converting his assist and rebound opportunities, which is an unsustainable rate. Now, he could very well tonight go out there and do it again and grab 8 of 10 rebound chances and convert 8 of 8 assist chances. Absolutely has done it the last 2 games.
Yep.
Or he could regress back to what the normal percentages of a 40% conversion rate. And he's now giving you 17, 4, and 3. And you're like, that's not good. So 25% of the field around is playing Kyle Kuzma tonight. It is Washington. It is a good spot. What did you ultimately decide here with Kyle Kuzma?
I mean, so looking at the full body, I can see why you would avoid props for Kyle Kuzma because they're so fluky, at least in these last couple games. He does across the board get boosts. He has a big assist percentage boost. There's a small rebound percentage boost. He's at a fantasy point per minute without Giannis and KPJ, and he's a 23% usage player, or at 1 fantasy point per minute and 23% usage. So I understand it from the prop side of things, a little shaky. I mean, he's been shaky all year.
Yeah. But I like the opportunities-ish. It's just also that he's converting at such a high rate. Usually when you see 8 rebounds, 8 assists, you're hoping to see 17 rebound chances and something like that. And it's not the case. He's basically converting exactly every opportunity that he gets. So we saw, was it quickly earlier this year that was basically ran a week plus of converting all of his assists. So he can definitely keep running hot. And this is the matchup to keep running hot with those conversion rates. Just odds are tough to do consistently.
I think there's what you said is a large factor in why like I would play him in DFS and avoid him in props, like because he might have 3 rebounds and 3 assists and give you 28 actual.
Sure.
Right? Because it's there's nothing of resistance on the other side. And what if Alex Sarr is not there? Right?
Yeah.
Alex Sarr, who leads the league in blocks, if he's not there, then it's Skal Labissiere and Will Riley and
Anthony Gill.
Yeah. At the rim. Like it just kind of like
no, I agree.
You can make a case for basically anything Milwaukee today and be like, yeah. So
going up against the worst rebounding team in
the
league,
dude. It's a like you said, you're right. He's converting at a high rate, but like the opportunities he has without Giannis and Kevin Porter in the matchup he's in kind of trumps the other stuff, right? Like it kind of
for sure. It was, again, just to kind of wrap this into a bow here. When we see guys at high numbers like this, it's usually because they have almost like a 3-to-1 chance to conversion rate, right?
Yes.
And that's why the numbers are as big as they are. Like Diabate had like 34 rebound opportunities the other day. Like it's something insane like that. Valanciunas, who we'll talk about, has had like 20 plus rebound opportunities the last 3 games. He's grabbing 8 rebounds. So it's like that's what your expectations are, not 10 chances, 8 boards. That's like crazy conversion. So, anyways, 6K play could easily pay it off. Just wanted to at least give a shout there that the rebounds and assists, maybe, but it is a good spot to convert if he's going to convert.
Yes.
Same thing with Koulibaly. I mentioned all 6 of his assists came on 6 chances. So, the other day, Chris Middleton had 0 assists on 8 opportunities.
Yeah, it's just horrible luck. That's running horrible.
So, does Koulibaly come out today and have another 6 of 6 conversion? I mean, probably not. But what are your thoughts, I guess, as we get below 6K here?
I don't love this position today. I think that's why a lot of people are playing Terrence Mann and Kyle Kuzma, truthfully, John. Like, I don't even have anyone else listed in the playbook other than those players. I think it's a position largely of overpriced players or appropriately priced players. Like, that whole 6K tier, like Grayson Allen and Dylan Brooks are, in theory, great plays when Devin Booker and Jalen Green are off the floor.
Yeah. Terrible matchup. And the pricing is horrible.
Like, you need, from both of those players, like basically 35 fantasy points, right? As a 5x return. Yeah. And if you want to win a tournament, you need both of those players to get you 45. And I'm not saying that's not possible, but like against Detroit, the likelihood is obviously lower. So I would just kind of, and that's what makes Kuzma so appealing. It's such a good spot. The numbers are good without Giannis and KPJ.
We did nail the Grayson Allen assist the other day, though, when Gillespie got ruled out. Finished with 6. Pat ourselves on the back for that one.
Yep.
All right, anything else then? Jalen Wilson, you gave a quick shout out on the show. He's getting like 9% right now. So
he should make the 10-man circle of trust for Brooklyn tonight. Should. Like, I don't know what that means necessarily. I don't know if it means I would probably just feel more comfortable paying $400 more to play Terrence Mann.
Okay.
Because I just believe Terrence Mann starts.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's Atlanta
it's a 9 o'clock game too, so like you just can't even. You have to build with expectations here. So you'd play Mann, and then if Wilson starts, you pivot down and take the $400 or whatever.
Correct. Yep.
All right, let's go on over to power forward then. This is where it does get a little interesting because you're over 50% of the field is playing Mo Gay tonight. So $3,700 power forward center. Giannis is out, Johnson's out, Davis is out, Şengün is questionable. So your top 4 may not even play on tonight's slate.
Yeah.
Chet, Randall, Sabonis is your next 3. No one's really playing them either. Sabonis is your highest roster of that group at 12%. What are we doing at the spend up spot here? Anything?
Yeah, I'm back on the Sabonis bandwagon tonight. Okay. The minutes were critical the other night. 33, the most he's played since returning from the injury. Mm-hmm. And like Russell Westbrook is a ball dominant player. Fact, right? I understand Zach LaVine's back, but Zach LaVine is also a very good movement offensive player. Like Russell Westbrook is movement with the ball, where LaVine can play without the ball. That benefits someone like Sabonis, who is a ball dominant player, also always looking to pass. No Westbrook, no Keegan Murray this year, 24% usage, 1.1 fantasy points per minute. Not the best spot. Like Philly is a very much improving defensive team. They're up to 13th in defensive rating. They're also, this is like they're two teams right next to each other in pace. Sacramento's 18 and Philly's 19th. So it is like they are right next to each other. There's no pace matchup, but I just like the opportunity without Russ. Matters quite a bit to Sabonis.
I wrote up today and put in the bet tracker the over 4.5 assists before the Westbrook news came out.
Ooh, what a good number to get it at! Holy smokes.
We're back.
What's it at, John? Have you looked? Because I bet you that's like 6.5 now.
Let's see if it's moved.
I'd be shocked because I mean
it's up to 5.5, so it's moved up 1 since this morning.
I mean, just that's what he does, you know.
So we got if you were in on the bet tracker earlier today, we got over 4.5. It's up to 5.5 right now, which I still like. Yeah, and getting LaVine back, DDR, like they have scorers, Schroeder, Monk, like Sabonis is going to run the offense here. So
yep,
it's a good number. If Ant was like not play, I imagine you would have, not that there's any question that he wouldn't play, but Randall's there.
Yeah, Gobert is questionable. That's
okay.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
Portis is your highest roster play outside of Moge at 7K.
Yeah, it's I the only thing I had questions about was Doc giving him the minutes, and that was answered. So I don't need I
feel like he had a crazy high rebound prop today that I kind of like had a double take. Yeah, it's 10.5 boards for Bobby Poe today.
Well, Washington stinks at rebounding.
Yeah, I just like you don't see that number for Bobby Portis that often. So you're basically you're pegging him for a double tonight at minimum here for Bobby Portis.
Well, it doesn't hurt Bobby Portis that he plays next to an anemic rebounder in Miles Turner.
Sure, fair.
Like Miles Turner, for what he is just never going to rebound, no matter what he does. Like he could be playing against the high school team and he'll have 6 rebounds.
Yeah, Turner's boards are 6.5. Kuzma's are 6.5 as well. So, I mean, 10.5 rebounds for Bobby Portis tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think a double is, as long as there's no foul trouble, ejection, fight, something that Bobby Portis could get into. I think it's locked. It's locked and loaded. 36 minutes is now. If we're gonna get 36 minutes, like it's just kind of. We're penciling in a double-double. What can he do from there? He
converted 7 of 8 assist chances and then 7 of 9 assist chances in 2 of the last 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why it was sandwiched between a 0. I mean,
he had no assist chances in that game, 0. So he technically converted all of those as well.
He was out there for a good time, not a long time, John. In those 26 minutes, yeah.
Poe was not passing basketball. Already next year down, he kind of said he didn't have much interest in Washington as much. Jaquez, Nas, Jalen Smith, anything down here for you?
Next tier down. Bridges, I think, is okay. He still is over a fantasy point per minute this year. The minutes are. It's very hard to talk about Charlotte minutes because they're in blowouts constantly these days. Like it's just been a lot of blowouts. In a competitive game, pace up spot, I like Bridges on the court. I would definitely play Jalen Smith if Josh Giddey were to be ruled out. He's going to start. Dude, he has incredibly good numbers without Josh Giddey this year. Like 1.3 fantasy points per minute without Josh Giddey. 6,200 would not be too expensive. There's 50 fantasy point upside if he's starting.
And his point prop's still 11.5. So
still 11.5.
Go get it.
That will absolutely skyrocket if
let's see if it's updated since this afternoon when I looked at it. Let's see if we moved it all here.
Since the Bulls injury report was actually leaked.
Like the real Jalen Smith is at 12.5 now. So
dude,
up a point.
it's not a surprise, right? Because
no. But it's still not it's still kind of too low,
yes,
right? Like,
yes. I mean, yes. We talked Kuzma. Naz Reid would just by default become a little bit more interesting if there's no Rudy Gobert. He doesn't need Rudy Gobert out to be productive, but
no.
he's going to start if there's no Rudy Gobert. That's the interesting part. We talked Kuzma.
Does Jabari pop for you if Şengün sits?
Does Jabari? He never really pops for me. I think he's a fine play. I don't have any objection to Jabari Smith if they don't have like a lot of really good fantasy players without Şengün this year. Like even Amen Thompson is under a fantasy point per minute. Like the usage rate and stuff is good. It's basically like KD as like and Capella were like the two guys that have sizable fantasy point per minute increases, but I'd be okay with it. Like if you ended on a $6,100 Jabari, they only play 8 guys, dude. So like, yeah, in theory, he played 37 minutes in the Detroit game, right? That was the game we talked about. Tari didn't play, so like that is
with Tari Eason out of the lineup this season, or over the last 10 games rather. He's averaging over 15 rebound chances per game and playing like a billion minutes. So if you take Şengün out of that mix too, like he's gonna be all over the glass tonight.
Yeah, I have interest. I have interest. I mean, I have interest. The Atlanta front court in general is pretty desolate. Like it's a bad place to be if you're Atlanta.
We talked props for Middleton earlier today, but do you have any interest in playing Middleton for DFS?
I do think that he is fine. I listed him as a safe play based on the role that he has been in, right? No CJ McCollum or Cam Whitmore this year, 0.93 fantasy points per minute. His 21% assist percentage to our conversation is third on the team. 21% assist percentage for Chris Middleton. I mean, that's what he did in Milwaukee, right? He won a championship as like the third best player on that team, but was always like 19, 6, and 6, like every night. Like
when they didn't really have a point guard, right?
When they didn't have I mean, Drew, like when Drew was there, I mean, it was just such a balanced, he's such a good all around player. And I think more important than anything, 27 plus minutes in 5 straight games or 6 straight games. 5 straight games. So
keep him healthy. They're trying to trade him,
Yes.
So
yes. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he's just like the vet, right? Maybe they just use him as the vet for the rest of the year.
Doesn't he have like a 1 year left? I feel like they're like moving their way.
Yeah. I mean, they would not be surprised. They traded McCollum, so sure, they could definitely move him.
You have Danny Wolf, 42, and again, Mo Gay is your 50% play at $3,700 here.
Yeah, Wolf only if he starts. You cannot trust the minutes if he's off the bench. We've done this before. He has to start, and it's a 9 p.m. game. So, very good fantasy player, almost 1.2 fantasy points per minute without the guys that are in, but he needs to start. Can't play him if he's coming off the bench.
Okay.
Mo Gay and Asa Newell are fascinating because Newell has been tearing up the G League again, and they called him up. He's off the injury, again, recalled from the G League. Obviously, they are just incredibly shorthanded. No Okongwu, no Porzingis. No Jalen Johnson. I don't know what they're going to do. I think there's a couple things. They could just start one of them, and that could be like Mo Gay and Asa Newell. It's probably Mo Gay.
Yeah.
They could start both of them, and that probably keeps CJ on the bench. But if they do like the one big, Mo Gay starts, they run like triple guard lineup and Kispert as like small ball center. I don't know if they would do that because Houston is such a good offensive rebounding team. Are they that without Eason, without Şengün, without Steven Adams? Like that remains to be seen. But yeah, I think there's multiple routes they go. I think ultimately Mo Gay is starting. I guess in theory they could start Koloko. But I do think Gay gets the first crack at it.
Okay.
And then Newell is just going to be in the rotation at 3K. we have seen he is a very good fantasy player when he gets extended. Will he get extended is the question. If Asa Newell plays 18 minutes tonight, is that enough? Right? He's 3K, and they're down 4 front court players.
Which would make you think like he'd play more than 18 minutes, but
right. But if he doesn't start, there's no guarantee to that,
sure.
Right? Because they could do small ball lineups where you have a Kispert or a Krejci playing the 4, right? Or you can do Mo Gay and Koloko on the court together. Like that wouldn't be surprising either. So I'm just saying, like, I do think there's a wide range of outcomes for Asa Newell. He's 3K, so it's viable. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm not going into the slate thinking he's going to play 28 minutes. I think that's possible, but I wouldn't. I have more confidence that Mo Gay would play 28 than I do Asa Newell.
Okay. At center, again, there's a lot of dual position eligibility here. So Gay and Portis already up top 2 overall for ownership at this position. You have Miles Turner, who you talked about at 25%. You have Jonas Valanciunas over 20%. Embiid is only 16% right now. And this guy has been tearing it up lately. If it ends up being a relatively competitive game for a period of time, he's going to do a lot of damage. He can do a lot of damage early on. If you, again, were in the bet tracker, you saw Prize Picks underdog. We took the over 15.5 first half points for Joel Embiid today. He's cleared that in 3 straight games. They're just not stopping him right now. He's playing full quarters, basically playing like 20 minutes a half right now. So, hard to take him off the floor, and he's doing a lot of damage in a really good spot here.
Dude, this was, you kind of asked me, what are we doing with the spend ups? This was the spend up I want to play. I mean, and you had said, like, when Sabonis gets back, I'm sure, Sacramento is going to be a better rebounding team. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, him and Cardwell naturally are, they're not, I mean, they still rank poorly. Like, there's a lot of things to like about the spot. Embiid has had a 29% usage or higher in 11 straight games. He's had a 36% usage or better in 2 straight and 5 of his last 7 games. 36%. That was peak Joel Embiid, prime Joel Embiid type usage stuff. 46 plus DraftKings points in 5 straight. Obviously just lost out on blowout run last time out. He played 40 regulation minutes against Houston. We know that's in the bag. He played the entire first quarter. That was what he used to do. Maxey would sub out and Embiid would play the whole first quarter. 7 offensive rebound. Like, dude, there's just a lot that are getting back to what Embiid was pre-knee injuries, plural, because both knees and multiple injuries. So this was a player we were paying $11K for and not even thinking twice about it.
Yeah.
And during the year when he wasn't playing fourth quarters, we were like, yeah, we'll just play him for 3. He'll get a 60 in 3 quarters.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he'll get a 60 in 3. That's fine. Like, that's the version we're getting, or as close to it as we've seen. So, yeah, I think Joel looks amazing. Like, I get why the ownership is here. Center is great. It is a great position today. Top to bottom. There are elite plays. So, like, I get why his ownership is where it is. You do have to spend money somewhere, and I have, if no one's going to play Embiid, I'll be the brave soul to do it.
Okay. I still really like Bam tonight. He was another one that made the bet tracker today. We took the over 1.5 3-pointers for him, though. Chicago, not good at defending the perimeter. Bam taking a bunch of threes all of a sudden, shooting 40% clip from 3 over the last 10 games. You can get his point prop if you wanted to as well. It was like 17.5 points. He's been obviously killing that.
17.5 points against the Bulls without their hero.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And he's only 12% ownership tonight. So, like, a guy that's gone for 53 times in the last 4 games. So, as good as everything you just said about Joel Embiid, for sure, for $1,100, $1,200 cheaper, you're getting Bam, who's giving you 50 plus in 3 or 4.
Yeah, no Hero, no Davion this year. 24.5% usage, 1.3 fantasy points per minute. And like the Bulls allow a lot of threes. They also allow a lot of points in the paint. Like they just don't play a lot of defense in general. Like
they're just not good.
You can exploit the Bulls wherever you kind of want. So yeah, I mean, dude, Embiid. We talked Sabonis. I mean, Şengün is possibly going up against Christian Koloko, Mohamed Gay, and Asa Newell for 40 minutes tonight. Bam. Alex Sarr just took 29 shots and had a 38% usage rate last game. And is now
the Bulls are allowing the 25th. They ranked 25th in 3-pointers allowed to centers this year. So like bottom 5 team in the league and 3-pointers allowed to opposing bigs. So Bam just going to be out there, just ready to launch tonight.
Ready to launch.
Hopefully he hits them over 1.5. Play it. So again, I really like him just for the price discount. I mean, great spot. Getting him a little bit cheaper than Embiid. No one's playing him either. He's less owned actually than Embiid tonight. So I'm big on Bam this evening. Again, Bobby Portis is here getting ownership with the dual eligibility. Vuk and Duran between them. If Sarr was the play tonight, I would absolutely have some Sarr interest.
Dude, 29 shots, 36.7% usage. 27% usage on the year without McCollum and Whitmore. Gets a bottom 10 defense. They don't have centers.
Yeah.
Bagley and Vucevic are out. So I like Alex Sarr quite a bit.
I got Rob, Fantasy on YouTube member.
Michael Porter, 5,800 and a $5,800 player, or Kevin Durant and a 5,200. Let's see. 5,800 would be Trey Johnson, probably. So, and then the other one would probably be Durant and like Schroeder.
Yeah.
Durant and maybe Musa. So the answer here, if Şengün plays, is the first one, Michael Porter and Trey Johnson.
Yeah, that's where I would go as well.
And then if Şengün sits, I think Durant and Schroeder look pretty good as or if you want to play Musa, who's 52. I think Musa looks really good too.
Scott says it's not surprised if Embiid. I imagine this is sits out because of Sabonis, but he's probable to play.
Yeah, he's probable to play.
It wouldn't be the first time a probable player also hasn't played, but we're anticipating Joel Embiid to play tonight.
On Philly, not the first time on his own team.
Sure. All right. So Valanciunas, $6,500, probably the next guy you wanted to get to.
Yeah, he's the cover of my playbook today.
Yeah, that's why I said.
It's just hard not to go here. Dude, it's he's Jokic. They're using him as Nikola Jokic. I know there was only 1 assist last game. But he is a very good passer. He's obviously super elite rebounder. Without Jokic, Gordon, Brown, and Johnson this year, 26.5% usage, 1.24 fantasy points per minute, elite spot against a bottom 10 defense. Sometimes these low total games doesn't matter to centers as much because especially ones where an offense is going to flow through you. All we needed 30 minutes. Okay, done. Yep. Done. All systems go for Valanciunas.
This is just to put some things into perspective, and this is why we go granular with some of these numbers here. So played 31 minutes. Last game, he had 16 rebounds. He had 25 rebound chances in that game, converted 16 of 25. The 2 games prior, he played 22 and 23 minutes. He had 21 rebound chances in both of those games, grabbing 9. If you gave him another 8 minutes in those games, he probably has another game of
35
rebound chances. So, this is a guy that's absolutely going to probably give you double-digit rebounds tonight. His rebound prop is 8.5, 9.5, depending on what book you're playing at. So I didn't include it yet in the bet tracker, but I'm probably leaning on the over Valanciunas rebounds tonight as well. I get what you're saying about him being a good passer. The assist chances just aren't there. He had 2 last game, 2 the game before that. He did have 6 when he had 4 here. so they're not really using him as a hub as much as obviously Jokic does. But yeah, I don't disagree the way the offense runs. He has shown in the past to be someone that can certainly facilitate the offense a little bit, but rebounds for sure tonight against Brooklyn, I think are in play at 65. Again, Miles Turner's getting interest just because it's a matchup against Washington, 31 actual. We know he can score occasionally, but the rest of the numbers just aren't ever really there consistently.
Yeah, he's just not a good. I mean, we have given him endless opportunity to rebound, and he just won't. Shout out Brook Lopez.
He just will not do it.
Turner, yeah, I mean, no Giannis, no KPJ this year. 22% usage. It's a 3% usage bump. That's solid. Over a fantasy point per minute, 1.05, and he gets the 29th ranked defense who plays at the 6th fastest pace. Like, yeah. Just context here, John. Just like overall numbers. I know the assist percentage hasn't been great lately for Valanciunas. He is third on the team in assist percentage with Gordon, Jokic, Johnson, and Brown off the floor.
Sure. Hopefully he gets more than 2 opportunities.
Yes, the opportunities need to be.
I guess if you're converting 1 of 2, that is 50%.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you mentioned Diabate. He was another one that's kind of a bit of an anomaly because he had 19 rebounds in this game. The rebound chances overall haven't been great. The minutes have been inconsistent, though, for whatever reason.
Not really. Know. In competitive games, they haven't.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like you want to see consistently a 30+, right? I guess we're getting those in those games there.
Look, I mean, every competitive game he's played.
Yeah,
30 minutes.
Sure. I guess for me, it was like the numbers have been better when there was no Kalkbrenner for like statistic purposes. It could just be a random anomaly because he was another guy today that I just looked at for props and I was like, the rebounds aren't what they were like a month ago on a night-to-night basis. He's had 2 pop games obviously recently, but I wasn't as in love as I dug a little bit more. Sar available tonight, by the way. Sar is available.
Okay. I do think the matchup matters here quite a bit. Dallas allows the most points in the paint in the NBA, and they've basically been that way all year long. Musa just scores in the paint. I know he hit a random 3 last night at the end of the game, but he's now shooting. I think he's shooting 100% on the year. I think that was the only 3 he's taken all year. But 30 minutes has basically been in the bag. This is a really good pace-up spot for Charlotte. And Dallas gushes points in the paint. I don't have like a bajillion, like a strong interest. I just think he's in play.
Okay. Any value plays at center tonight that you're looking at?
Probably not. Danny Wolf, Mohamed Gay, 2 guys we've already talked about.
Gay, 50% ownership. Right?
If Capella and Koloko could come into our lives if they're both starting.
Let's get a core build. Give me a few. We want to start our lineups around here today. How much Atlanta?
I mean, I think Mogay is definitely
using a power forward.
Yeah, center's too good. Use my power forward.
Are you going JoJo here?
I would like to. I would like to double center with Valanciunas.
Embiid and who?
Valanciunas.
Okay. $6,000. Who do we got next? Rollins probably.
Yeah, plug Rollins.
56.50.
We could do Trey Johnson and we'll call it there.
Okay. Rollins, Johnson, Gay, Embiid, Valanciunas, small forward, guard, forward remaining for your core lineups here tonight. Again, get in that Discord. Playbook is out. Will be updated. We'll have some updated ownership for you. Make sure you check out the NBA Bet Tracker if you guys are looking to make some money on the sports books tonight. We got all of that for you over at Fantasy Alarm. Grinding, I'll be back tonight for the Friday preview show. We'll catch you later.